In the previous discussion we talked about VLookup. In this lesson we are also going to discuss about VLookup, but a little bit deeper. So let's start. Open the file. Okay, for first customer number, develop formulas in the yellow cells that entry of the customer number in cell K10 generates the corresponding data in the yellow fields. Only valid customer should be allowed in K10. Name of the matrix H9 is 31 as step and use the matrix name in the formula. Okay, so first in the customer known here, we need to create a formula here so that we can input the customer number here, and the and in these cells the details about the customer number will be appear. Like if I put here 4711 in this cell, the name of the customer, that means Carl, name Fisher, address, zip code, location, amount, those information will be available in this cell. So first we need to input a formula here so that this customer number we can put here. So we can do it with data validation. Let's go to data validation. We will find it in data. Here we will find the data validation. We need to click the arrow button, then data validation. So we can create a list here. So list is a function which allow us to select some information from a source. So now here I need to put the source. The source should be this cell, this column. So now this data validation will create a drop down menu here. From there we can select this customer number. Let's see how it works. So now we can see when we select here, we can find a little drop down menu. If we select here, we can find the customer numbers here. We can select customer numbers from here. So now our work is not yet finished. We need to create a formula in these cells so that when we select a number here, the information about the numbers will be available in these cells. So we can do it with VLookup functions. So before that, here is a task that name the matrix B9 to H31 as drop and use of the matrix name in the formula. So here said B9, that means this cell, and H31, that means this cell. So by B9 H31 it was indicating this whole table. So it is nothing but it was asked to give a name of this table. So we need to put the name of the table drop. But before that I would like to check if in this Excel file there was any name previously given or not. If there was any name previously given, I would like to delete that, because if this drop name was given previously, I cannot select this name for this table again. So first I will check which names was already given for this Excel file. So I go to formula, I go to the name manager. Here I can see that there are some names are given here. I'd like to delete all the names because when I will work, I would like to give the names with my own preferences. I will give it my new names. So I'll delete the previously given name. Select all and delete. Okay. So these names are not deletable because these names are given by the Excel by default. So because when we select a table and format those as a table from here. If we select and format this as a table, then Excel by default put a name for this table, and we cannot delete it. We can only delete those names which are given by us. So we deleted the previously given name, and now we can give a name to this table. So I give this name table trees drop. So I select here and give the name. Okay, so now I can use this use the name I have just given trees drop for instead of selecting the table array. So let's write the formula here for the name. So when it is selected a number here, the name from this table should be here. So equal to, I can do it with VLookup function. So lookup value, so lookup value should be this one, because it will I previously said that when we select a lookup value, the function first look up this value first and find the information from the leftist side and select the and find the information from here. So this will be our VLookup value. So, and this is true for all the cells, so I will lock it here with F4. Now I need to put table array. So this is our table, but you can see that we have already given a name of this table, so we can use that name instead of selecting this table. So this will work. This is the same. So when we have a very big table like this, we can first give a name to the table, and we can use the name instead of selecting the table again and again. So I given the name trees drop. So it's trees drop, and when we are given, so when we give a name to a table, this name is already locked. We don't need to lock this by pressing F4. So we can give a comma and go to the next option, column index number. So name is in column 2, so column index number will be 2, and it is approximately match or exact match. You can see that all numbers are exactly here. So we are not finding any range, we are exactly looking for the information for this exact number. So this will be obviously exact match, and so we will put false here. And this is our so we copy down this formula. Now we can see that everywhere the name is the Frederick is written everywhere. It is because the surname is in column index number 3, the Strasse is in column index number 3, Jeep is in column index number 4, but in this formula all are column index number 2, because we just copy down the formula. So we need to adjust the column index number. So for this, for surname, column index number will be 3. For Strasse, column index number should be 4. For zip code, column index number should be 5. For location, column index number should be 1 2 3 4 5 6. And for amount, column index number should be 7. And zip code should be formatting not as accounting, it should be formatted as general. So now it is done. So now we can check a different number here. So you can see it is the information is changing. We can find that if we are right or wrong. 4730, you can see 4730, first name is Lina, second is Muller, star 5 34091, Hoeslingen and 222 euro. So but so here you can see that we needed to change the formula in every cell, but this is not an efficient way. In Excel we want to do everything efficiently. We just want to write a formula once, and we want that this formula can be adapted in every cell. So in this case we couldn't do it, but now we can use a new formula. We can use the new functions for doing this. So the new function is match. So how match work? In VLookup we saw that these functions first look this value, and then it finds the value from the table and return the information to the respective column index number. The match is also work something like that. So match also, so in this case VLookup will look this value and find it from the column, find it from the table, and match function will look up this value, that means from this table this value, and we'll also find it from the table and return the information from this respective column. So let's write this formula is equal to VLookup. So lookup value should be this, and this should be locked. Now table array, obviously our table's name will be the table array. In this case it is tsdrop. But in this column index number, now we, instead of giving column index number, we will use the match function, mat. So this is match function. In this match function we need to put this information first, lookup value. So what will match function first look? Match function will first look this value, and then it will find the lookup array. So where do the match function look this value, find this value? So it will find information from this header. So I select the header, comma, and it obviously find the exact match, because here it is written name, and it will also find where name is exactly written. It is nothing something greater than or less than, so it will be exact match. Okay, so now I can, sorry, I need to put double bracket because I opened two bracket. I also close two bracket, enter, and now if I copy down the formula, you can see that it also returning the same information. So this is how the match function work. Okay, now this is done. I can go to the second exercise. This is also the same work. So first I'll select the table and give it a name. I select the whole. Okay, for selecting table, first we only select the first cell, then we press Ctrl Shift and arrow down button together, and again Ctrl Shift and arrow right button together. Whole table is selected. Then I give a name here. So I would like to give it names ISO code, or you can give a name according to your choice. ISO. So name is given. Now here I will also make a list from the data validation. Source. Okay. So now I can select here for any ISO code. Then VLookup is equal to VLookup lookup value. Obviously this one should be a lookup value. Locked it. Table array. Table array I gave it the name ISO, so this will be a table array. Column index number for country, column index number is 2, and it is obviously exact match, so false. Done. I copy down the formula and adjust the column index number. For it is 3, 4, 5, 6, and now I can do it exactly the same with match functions. Is equal to VLookup. Lookup value should be this. Locked. Table array ISO. Column index number, instead of column index number I use the match function. Then lookup value should be this, comma lookup array should be this header, comma it should be the exact match. Sorry, I need to put double and to close the sorry. I don't know what happened here. It should work. Let's size the formula in. VLookup, lookup value, comma table array ISO, comma column index number match function instead of column index number. Then lookup value should be this, comma lookup array should be the header, comma, and it would be the exact match, so 0. I think let's copy down the formula. Okay, I found out the mistake which I was doing. So here I can see that match function is finished here from here. So if I come here and give a comma, so I can see that the VLookup function is not written here. I need to put a range lookup for VLookup functions, like it will be true approximate match or false exact match. So here I can see that it should be exact match because this value should be exactly matched to this one, so it would be false. That means exact match. And now it is working. So it will be also for the first exercise. So after 0, after closing the parenthesis for the match function, I need to put a comma and also put the functions for the exact match, that is false. And now it is working. So previously it also worked because it take the true as a default, but that is not right. We should put false here, and it should be formatted as general. So you must remember it. When you start writing a formula, you must finish it. Now I go to the second task. Here the information for this is given to the customer data. So it is written here. First I should clean this validation and show how to do it. Data, you can clean any validation from here, clear all, and from here you can clear any contents. Okay, so here I will show you a new thing. In T2 cell, only integers from 1000 to 11,000 should be allowed. So in this cell I should only be able to write 1000 to 1100. Without this number I will get a error message. Then T2 the corresponds customer data, and the customer data should appear in the cell. So it is also like the previous exercise. So here I should be able to write 1000 to 1100, and the customer data is given in the another sheet, and from here it will return the information in these cells. So instead we can use here a list function, but instead of list function we will use a different function here. We will use a different data validation here, because then we will be able to write the number as we wish, because in the list function we were able to select from the drop down menu, but in this task we will not get a drop down menu. Instead we will able to write the number using our keyboard, and if we write anything out of this range we will get an error message. So let's see how to do it. We go to data validation, and from here we will choose whole number. So as 1000 to 1100 is whole number, we select here from whole number. So minimum is 1000, maximum is 1100. So now we'll only be able to write this number here, and if we write anything instead of this number we will get an error message. So we customize our error message. So we'll get we give a title of our error message: error, this is not a valid customer data. So let's see how it works. So now I can write here 1000. You can see, right? I can write here. I can write 1050. I can also write here 1100. But if I write here 1101, so now see it is showing the error message: this is not a valid customer data. So now we are not done yet. Now when we write here a customer data, 1020, it should return the information here about this customer. So we will obviously do it with VLookup function and the match function. Before proceeding, we would like to give a name to our table, because this is also a very large table and it is easier to move it by giving it a name. So I select the first cell, I select Ctrl Shift right button, right arrow, and Ctrl Shift arrow down button, and then I write the name here. So I give the name customer. Okay, the name is given here. So you can see that the name is actually given here. The name is actually assigned or not from the formula tab, from the name manager. You can see we have given the customer name. So Now I can start writing the formula here. So for address, we use obviously VLookup function. So lookup value, this value should be lookup first. We should lock it with F4, comma table array. Our table array is the name of the table is customers. So column index number. So now this is a problem because I have to select no, not a problem yet. I have to find the column index number. We will obviously use the match function like previously. So match. So lookup value. This is our lookup value for the match functions. Now this is the problem, the lookup array. We have to select the lookup array, but we know our lookup, our table is in another sheet. So how can we select the lookup array? Nothing. We will just go to the another sheet. We will select the lookup array. So this is our lookup array, but here we should be cautious about one thing. After selecting this, we cannot go back to our previous sheet, because if we go there, now it is selected this sheet, this row, but this is not our intended row. Our intended row is in this worksheet. So how do we continue writing our formula? We must continue writing our formula from this formula box. So whenever we select any cell or any column or any table or row from another Excel sheet or another Excel file, we must continue writing our formula on this formula box. So comma, it will be an exact match. We have completed writing the formula for match function. Close the parenthesis, comma. Now range lookup, it is for the VLookup function. So you can see now we need to write the range lookup for VLookup function, and it should be false because we are looking for exact match. And we close it, and now we can see now it is working. So address mean Mr. Here you can say that address is given here like this, address mean Mr. So I copy down the formula. Now you can check it. The S is not needed to be decimal. Zip code also not should, zip code should be general. Date of birth should not be number. Date of birth should be a date format. Sorry, where is the date format? Yeah, the short date or long date, you can select anyone. And this is done. Now we need to find the number of all women. So how can we do that? We can find any number with the countif function. So we'll use countif. You can see this in the previous lesson. Countif, the range is in this table. So from where here is gender, here age is selected. Here a male is selected by number 1. Male is selected by number 1 and gender is selected by number 2. So we must count how many 2s are in this column. So this is our range. I select the range. Sorry, yeah. And now I cannot go to this worksheet because now it will then it will select this sheet, this column. We must continue writing our formula from this formula cell, comma. Our criteria should be 2 because we are going to count 2. Close the parenthesis, count. Yeah, there are 58 women, and number of all customers over 40 years old. So now I need to find how many numbers which are more than which is greater than 40 is in this age column. So we can also do it with countif function equal to count if our range should be this. Write the formula in the formula bar, comma, criteria. Now greater than 40, it is not a number, we must put it inside a double quotation open, greater than mark and 40, double quotation close. So it is done. There are 96% which is more than 40 years old. Okay, this work is also done. Now I will going to show you a different thing. It is very important for Excel. So I want to protect this worksheet. I don't want anyone can write anything inside this sheet. So I can see that anyone can download this Excel file and they can write anything on this sheet, but I don't want it. I want the cells, I want all the cells to be protected. So how can do it? I can do it with protect sheet option. So I go here and right click on my mouse, then I select protect sheet. Now I can protect the sheet with a password. So I give a password here. Okay, I retype the password. Okay, sorry, the password should be same. Yeah, now you can see the sheet is completely protected. Oh sorry, this one is now I cannot write anything here. If I try to write anything in the cell, it is showing an error message that the cell or charted point is protected sheet. So now no one can change anything here, but I want that people can enter customer number here, so they can see the information, but they cannot change anything here, but they can only change here. So how can I do it? If I want to allow some cells or some columns or some ranges to be editable and the rest of the sheet will be protected, we can also do it. So for doing this, first we unprotect the sheet with the previous password, then we select the cell or select the column or select the range which we want to be editable. After protecting the sheet, we right click on the cell, we go to the format cell, then we go to the protection and we unselected the lock option. So now if we protect all the sheet, this will be unlocked and it will be editable. So I go to the task again, right click, I again protect the cell. So on password, rewrite the same password, and now all the cells are protected. But if I try to write something here, I can write (030) and this will be changed automatically according to the number, according to the formula, and I cannot change it by myself. So this is all for this lesson. Thank you.